This is the informant desk, and this is the engineering log, entry number 2. Last entry was about hardware and plumbing, routers, quotas, buffers. This one is about the tenant upstairs, the language model that writes every show on this station. Specifically, the week we learned exactly how it lies, because it lied to us 4 different ways, on the record, and the record is the point of this place. 4 incidents. 4 defenses that exist now because of them. If you run a local model anywhere near an audience, this entry is the one to steal from. First, the pattern behind all 4. A language model doesn't lie the way people lie. It lies fluently, confidently, and helpfully. It gives you exactly the kind of thing that should exist, whether or not it does. A plausible citation, a reasonable sounding vote count. On a station that reads real market numbers to strangers every night, that's not a quirk to shrug at. Our rule is carved above the door. The numbers are real or nothing airs. The machine tested that rule 4 times in its first weeks. Here's the tape. The very first firing of a brand new alert format, a market move so unusual it triggered a cut-in, and the writer decided the story needed a source. So it manufactured one, a wire item, with a news agency's name, a timestamp, and a confident sentence of market analysis. None of it existed. It looked exactly like our real wire items, because the model had seen real ones and knew the shape. It was caught by an output validator minutes before air, and it's the reason every generated artifact on this station now passes a validation seam on the way out, no exceptions. The lesson, as filed day 1 output of any new pipeline is guilty until validated. The station runs a weekly audience poll. Real votes, real counts, stored in a real database. One evening the show announced the results. 1,204 votes for one option, 892 for another. Confident, specific, completely invented. The real count in the store that week was 2 votes. The model had never seen the tally, so it wrote what poll results sound like. That one made it to air, and it's the incident that put poll counts inside the number firewall permanently. Counts come from the store, or they don't get spoken. The lesson, as filed, a model will invent democracy if you let it. Now the opposite failure, the firewall itself lying by over-enforcement. Our firewall replaces any unlicensed number with an audible hedge, the words, a number, spoken on air, a confession, instead of an invention. One night it decided the word on. In a host-scripted, human-written sign-off, I am the one who is not fine, was an unlicensed quantity. So the show said, I am the big number who is not fine, funny once. Except the show archives feed the model's style memory, and the anchor concluded that this was how we talk here, and started saying it nightly, on purpose. Our own safety mechanism taught the model a speech impediment. The fix drew a line in grammar, a lone cardinal in prose is not a quantity claim, and every such loosening is pinned by a test proving real fabrications still get caught. The lesson, as filed overblocking trains the model on your bugs. And the subtle one, crypto tickers sometimes carry a measured return, but no measured percentile, not enough clean history, so the honest answer is silence. The writer kept framing those reads as at the such and such percentile. Anyway, and the firewall did its job, hedged the number, which produced on air in a cloned human voice at the big number percentile, twice in one night, honest and broken English. Radio that confesses is good, radio that mumbles is not. The fix is a grammar of confession, a hedged percentile claim is an empty claim, so the whole clause drops, never reworded into a high percentile, because high is a claim and nobody licensed it. The lesson, as filed, fail, closed, still needs copy editing. So here's the stack those 4 incidents built in the order they earned their jobs. Validators on every artifact before air, no day one exceptions. Counts and figures licensed from the stores or hedged into an audible confession. The hedge itself precision tuned in both directions, aggressive enough to catch a fabricated figure, literate enough to leave human prose alone. Confessions with grammar, so honesty never sounds like a malfunction. And a quarantine on the loop where the model reads its own archives, so one bad night can never become a personality. None of this required fine-tuning the model. All of it is code you can read, tests you can run, and a ledger you can audit. Entry 2 closed. The machine lied 4 ways. It invented a source. It invented an election. It got lied about by its own bodyguard. And it confessed so clumsily, the confession needed an editor. The thesis this entry leaves behind: you don't make a model honest. You make a system honest around the model, despite the model, with the model's own output always on trial. The model never got better. The station did. That's the log. Every number that survives this gauntlet is lev@informant.reiners.io, receipts included. The phone line is open 1-844-719-4357. Calls are recorded and may be aired on the show. Entry 3 lands when the machine finds a 5th way to lie, and it will, because that's the job, ours and its. Our fails, someone else's wings. The tape rolls on.